So preparing dinner on the boat, and tonight it's a pasta bake, which is with blue cheese and tomatoes. Really simple one that we do, that's a definite favourite. So this is how we do it. We start by boiling up a portion of pasta. So I've got a hybrid. You have hybrid cars. This is a hybrid stove. Gas hob with an induction hob balanced on the top of it. And while that's doing, we get the rest of the ingredients sorted out. So you can use really any pasta. We always use shorts. And the key ingredients are going to be the tomatoes and the cheese. And for the cheese, I'd strongly recommend something like a Black Sticks Blue or other Shropshire Blue, because as it melts, it kind of turns into its own sauce. So it's really easy to use. And I usually put a little bit of tomato puree and maybe I've got a little bit of basil here, so you could use a bit of that or some pesto, and then I'll do a topping for it, which will be breadcrumbs with parmesan. I'll probably use most of these tomatoes, and I'm just going to cut them all in half, just open them up a bit. And I'm using these fancy multicoloured ones just because I want to look a bit like Jamie Oliver, but of course any little tomatoes like cherry tomatoes or those little plum ones, little mini plums are good. And then with the Black Sticks Blue, we're literally just going to chop it up into bits. There's really no need to do anything much more with it. This is the beauty of this blue cheese. It just turns itself into a sauce. So this is quite a good recipe to do even when you're at anchor, because you're bubbling the pasta on one hob, and then you're mixing it all together and putting it in the oven. So quite an easy one to do. No need for to actually use an electric hob or microwave or anything. So the pasta's cooked now. I'm just going to give it a little bit of oil to keep it loose, maybe a tablespoon or so, and a little squirt tomato puree. Now we're just going to mix that up. Just going to mix that up. And then some basil. And you could use pesto, or even better, some fresh basil. And so now I'm just going to put the tomatoes and the cheese and mix it all up. And obviously this isn't live action because I'm cooking with one hand and holding the camera with the other, because I don't have a production crew available. Really, Paul? Yeah, no, really, no production crew, it's just me. So then we transfer this to a baking dish. So that's all spread out. Now I'm just going to do a topping. So another bit I can't do one-handed. Obviously, if I was at home, I would be putting this bread through a cutter, blender, whatever, just to chop it up nice and fine into breadcrumbs. So I'm going to do it with a knife and make chunks and put that as my topping. So that's 2 slices of bread done, and I'll probably do another one because I want a nice good covering. Almost done now. So just finishing touches for this topping. I tend to use a little bit of parmesan mixed in. Of course, when you do this with breadcrumbs, you get a better coverage, so you can hide all the pasta under the topping. And the last thing I'm going to do here is just use this oil spray. I'm going to spray over the bread because I want it to be crisped, not toasted. And if you don't have a spray, you can drizzle, and basically we just put that in the oven. So there we have it, all done out the oven and ready to dish up.